Alright, hello everybody, welcome to IA Command, and we've got another game log review for you guys. We are going to finish up our June tournament coverage, well, at least for the Swiss rounds. Obviously, we've got a lot going on right now with Season 10 spoiler articles coming out. We've got a new map coming up, but we've got to finish up our coverage. I want to cover some more of these June tournament games as we go into the new season. So, we've got a fun one here for you guys today. I could not resist covering this match. We've got Gothound, aka Colin, playing against Pon3d, aka John. And we've got brawlers on both sides. You can see I will be zooming in shortly after we get through the first turn of this game, but I have to zoom out so you can see all the stuff in Colin's deployment zone. Colin playing a Lothcat swarm led by two of, obviously, the jumbo-sized Lothcats, the Nexu from the core set, of course. Nexu did get a upgrade, I believe, I think it was Season 8? They got upgraded again. Funny thing is, they got upgraded in Season 2. Turns out they were a little too strong with a +1 damage added to them. With Beast Tamer being able to launch them into the opponent's deployment zone in one round. They were very problematic and had to get rolled back. Well, they came back. We recosted them from 6 to 5, and it turns out that was enough to make them pretty competitive in terms of skirmish. And on the other side, we've got John playing the Rebel Brawlers list. So we've got Garkon, Marjade, K2SO, Jin Urso, and Verena with Rebel Care Package, and he's got Heroic Effort as his only skirmish upgrade. Colin's got the 2 Elite Lothcats, 2 Elite Nexu, 2 regular Lothcats, and then we've got Feeding Frenzy, which we've seen in action in the Rancor's list, but it's going to be the first time. Not the first time we've seen it, but we'll be getting to see it in action. I believe it's on the Nexus, although I'm not sure based on the card positioning here. And then for his support, we've got just Bib Fortuna and Dr. Afra, and then Beast Tamer, of course, to give extra movement to Colin's creatures. So this is going to be very fun to watch. Let's get into the action here. We are playing on Propaganda War on Coruscant Back Alleys. So this is the posters mission. As you can see, we've got one player has now claimed one of the posters. John has claimed the Imperial poster. Looks like from up here. I see one missing up here, the Imperial poster. And where is the missing Rebel poster? Oh, right here, I think, is the missing Rebel one. So both players have taken a poster off. You can spend 2 movement points while you control a poster to flip it to your side. So interestingly enough, because the sides are coded to the deployment zone colors, John, as the Rebels, actually is trying to flip it to the Imperial side, and Colin is trying to flip his to the Rebel side. So that won't be confusing at all. This will be definitely an interesting match because I feel like both of these lists are trying to do similar things. Garkon, of course, is amazing at dive bombing into the opponent's deployment zone, especially if you can go last with him. I know, and actually, Garkon's one of John's favorite cards to play in IACP, so it's going to be fun to watch this unfold with the rest of these brawlers. But going to have to deal with these Lothcats, which are going to probably be loading up these Nexus with power tokens. Let's see, I believe the regulars give out... Do they just give out block tokens? Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see if the elites give out evade tokens, which go very nicely with the Nexus cunning ability, or if Colin decides to give out damage tokens instead to boost their offense. Before we start, I do want to mention that both of these players are... this is round 3 of the June tournament, and both of these players are actually 0-2 going into this match, so the stakes are not super high here, but I think this will be a really fun match. I was looking through the game logs I do have from the tournament, and this one popped out to me. I was like, I gotta put this one on the channel. It looks like it's gonna be so fun to watch. So looks like John has initiative going starting in round 1 and has taken the blue deployment zone. And I believe John has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 activations to Colin's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, they both have 8, looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, both have 8, so that means that Colin is going to get the last activation this round, which could be very important. Or it might not matter at all. We might just see Garkon charge into Colin's support figures in his backline, and an Exu charge into John's support figures in his backline. So let's see how we go. Alright, John starting off soft. No passing for John. Just going to start off with R2D2 to draw a command card. Bib going to focus up the Nexu that is furthest forward. Jin Urso going to use her Trust Goes Both Ways ability to give a power token to K2SO, and because she's a leader, she also gets to trigger K2SO's Cassian Said I Had To ability, so we're going to get a damage power token and a surge power token from Jin Urso. Okay, interesting. Nexu activating already for Colin. So Nexus with Beast Tamer can move 12 spaces and pounce 3. It's going to attack off, so they have a very far reach. John should not expect any of his support figures to be safe from the Nexu, but he can position his figures such a way that it will be difficult for the Nexu to be able to easily pull off a good cleave target with that automatic cleave 2 damage. Alright, we've got Elite Lothcats. Oh, I should mention, it looks like Gideon has focused up Verena and pushed her 2 spaces forward out of the deployment zone. We've got the Lothcats who are going to give an evade token with that what is it called? Fresh Catch ability. So that's going to be great with the Cunning ability on the Nexu. So the 2 alphas each gave an evade token to the Nexu. So I guess the other alphas, the other elite Lothcats could also give damage power tokens. So that's probably what we're going to see. And then maybe we'll see the regulars giving out block tokens to the other Lothcats. Oh, 2 evade tokens, going for maximum defense with these elite Lothcats. And going to give another evade token there. So going for max survivability. And survivability can translate into better damage output if you figure can survive to get an additional attack in that they otherwise would not have. Okay, and now we've got the regular Lothcats that are giving each other the block token. So we're going to go for survivability on the little 3 health Lothcats as well. Regular Lothcats can put out damage. They have an innate Pierce 1 to go with that blue-green attack. So against white dice and black dice, without any defensive modifiers, they can pile up on the chip damage. Okay, interesting. Verena gonna double move. Oh no, not gonna double move. Gonna use Looking for a Fight. Gets a power token and gonna flip the poster over here to John's side, the Imperial side. Okay, we've got more Lothcats giving out block tokens to each other. And, oh, is that Garkon activating? So down to Garkon and K2SO. I see Garkon activating. So I wonder if the idea here is John is trying to leave K2SO for his last activation to maybe punish a Nexu pounce. But looks like Garkon's just going to move next to C3PO and the terminal. And not going to go for the deep strike here this turn. Afra moving pretty far forward there into the T area. And I imagine Afra is going to be very important in this list for reusing cards like Pummel or Survival Instincts, just like she often does with Rancors. Okay, K2SO going to move all the way up onto the terminal. Now that does leave a nice little spot here for the Rancor to tuck in, very Tetris-esque. Which will let him attack and get some cleave damage, possibly onto Garkon to avoid triggering Furious Charge. So here comes the Tai Yang, the Nexu named Tai Yang. You can do 6 movement, so you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's the first movement. Now second movement from Beast Tamer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow, it's actually pretty hard for him to get very far forward, especially since he didn't put him as far forward as he could have started. But he can pounce 1, 2, 3. I think here is the maximum, so that might means he can't reach. Oh, he's got worth every credit, so he's going to get 2 extra movement points here. And now going to be able to pounce, onto Verena. So we're going to go for Verena here. Verena is going to get a defense bonus since she is standing next to that poster. She can use it as improvised cover. So we're going to get +1 block in addition to her +1 evade. Alright, looks like we are doing 0 damage. No, there's a focus, so let's... Where's the focus? Interesting. So it looks like got 1 damage through. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I guess they rolled. I guess they rolled the green as an extra one. But looks like 1 damage does get through, and that's gonna allow the Nexu to put the bleed condition onto Verena. And that is going to be the end of round 1. So both players drawing for their turn. Should be a focus token off of the Nexu there. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit so we can see a little closer. Okay, Dr. Afra are going to use Excavation on looking for a fight from John's discard pile. There goes the focus from that was used at the end of round 1. And it looks like an initiative is going to go to Colin here, so able to use that last first chain. Going to go for the attack on Verena, I'm expecting. Oh, going to use Survival Instinct, so that's going to be very strong with the Nexu, giving it that +1 evade and +1 block. So with Cunning, it's going to have +1 evade +2 blocks from Survival Instincts, plus another evade and another block from those evade tokens that were given to it by the Lothcats. Oh, and here's the pummel. But, wow, Verena is rolling hot on defense dice right now. That's going to do 0 damage. Going to go for the second attack. There we go. Needed Verena to roll a little bit worse. That +1 evade on Verena is definitely hurting the Nexu's damage output with stopping that +2 damage surge. So going to do 2 damage here. Not looking great for Colin, honestly. Like, only after 3 attacks, only having 3 damage on Verena. That's kind of a problem. But I also cannot flip that token. Let's see. Oh yeah, tried to flip the posters, but it can flip this one, but it cannot flip this one because Verena's controlling it as well. Okay, so R2, interesting. Colin's just going to draw a card with R2. Or excuse me, John just going to draw a card with R2. Now Colin going to activate Bib. Going to focus up the other Nexu. Looks like 3PO going to focus up K2SO. Now, I mean, John has his work cut out for him. He does have to get through the defenses on these Nexus, but he could just ignore this Nexu here now and wait for the other one to come in and try to kill that one without the survival instincts, or any of these Lothcats as well. It seems the survival instincts strat is a little less effective when you have so many other viable targets for your opponent to go after compared to when the only real targets are 2 Rancors. So Gideon going to activate, going to focus up Garkon. It's funny that the Lothcats are kind of acting as support figures and attack figures. They're all tokening each other up, giving each other block tokens. The elites giving each other damage power tokens. And Jin going to play her command card. Pretty cool to see. Gets to look at the top 3 cards, puts one of them in their hand, and the other ones go to the bottom or top in any order. And they can be split up as well. So we're going to look at the top 3. No idea what they chose. The other ones go to the top and the bottom. And Trust Goes Both Ways is going to be triggered here to give Mara Jade a Surge power token, as well as Jin Urso. Jin just going to go for the flip on the poster, and is going to hang out and be the target of an Aphra attack here. Aphra going to move up one more space, so she has 2 movement points left. Helps give her that minimum range of 1, 2, 3, 4. Her minimum range is actually 2, but with the surge ability, she can generally hit range 4. So yeah, there we go. Has the range, can use Pierce 1, doesn't need it though. Gonna do 4 damage to Jin Urso. And then gonna move back behind the blocking terrain, though that is not super great protection against something like Garkon. And here comes Garkon. Speaking of, gonna go after Aphra, and gonna be able to use that cleave ability, brutal cleave, to potentially attack either a Lothcat or the Nexu. Doesn't actually have cleave. I always kind of forget that he doesn't. He has pseudo cleave by being able to attack something else. Oh, gonna use Element of Surprise on Aphra. Oh, but Aphra gonna use Colin gonna use Negation to keep the white defense dice for Aphra. Let's see if it pays off. That Negation effectively gave him +1 block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is gonna get pierced anyway. So 6 damage. And Aphra lives with 1 health, but is gonna be bleeding. And now Garkon going to take a strain. Going to go for not the elite Lothcat, but the mini Lothcat with 3 health and a block token. Nope, going to go for the elite. Okay, spends a block token. And looks like it's going to get pierced. So 3 damage, pierce 2. It's going to do 2 damage to the elite Lothcat. And bleeding. And now we're going to see the Lothcats piling into Garkon. And we got an automatic Pierce 1 on this Elite Lothcat attack. And it looks like it's going to do 4 minus 1 block is 3 damage. So it could Furious Charge here. Yep, there it is. Garkon going to be able to activate again. And we got another Lothcat. Going to remove the bleed and spend a power token. Gets automatic Pierce 1, so that's going to do 4 minus 1, so 3 more damage into Garkon. And now Garkon gets to activate again. Going to save that Brutal Cleave attack for the 1 more damage on Aphra. Going to attack the Elite Lothcat, which does not have a power token. Elite Lothcat goes down, now going to use Brutal Cleave, takes a damage, and attacking Aphra. And he has it! He's got the 1 damage, just barely. Deals 1 damage to take out Aphra. And that puts John at 11 points. But it looks like we've still got Lothcats to activate. Ooh, Wild Fury being played. Oh, okay, so he attacked. Now going to use Wild Fury with Garkon to give Garkon Assault and Focus. But he's going to be bleeding and stunned at the end of his activation. So definitely a sacrifice play. And he can use Charge now, which he didn't before. And now he can go for Bib. And takes out Bib, and now going to be able to Brutal Cleave. Oh, he can't Brutal Cleave, he already used it. So wow, that was good. He killed a Lothcat, Aphra, and Bib Fortuna there with the combination of Wild Fury and Furious Charge. So John up to 14 points now. So Colin's going to have to get a kill here. Going to have to probably finish off Garkon before he does any more damage. And this is going to be a Lothcat attack, so 2 damage. And then another Lothcat. Ooh, the 3 blocks. But he does get 5 damage. Pierce, and I believe that's going to do 2 damage to Garkon, leaving him at just 1 health left. That was unfortunate to lose Bib there. He could have killed Garkon with Bib's illicit arms ability. But it is not so. And now it looks like K2SO is going to go for the poster. Mara Jade going to open the door and go for the poster. So John, winning ostensibly on the figure race, but also on the objectives, has now flipped all the objectives to his side. So we're going to be getting 5 VPs at the end of this round. And it looks like we've got the focused Nexu going to go for Garkon. Garkon goes down, so now Colin back on the board with 9 victory points. And looks like Heart of Freedom either being played or discarded. Who would this be for? Oh, Verena. So I think this is being used by Verena to get rid of the bleed, give her 2 more movement points, and recover the damage off of her. Oh, he used Trust Goes Both Ways to recover the 3rd damage with Jin Urso, I think. So that's why he put Jin Urso there. Alright, gonna attack a Lothcat. I see Savage Vigor being played. So maybe this is going after the Nexu? Oh, Savage Vigor can be played by any creature, huh? What am I thinking of? Oh, I think Apex Predator was the one I'm thinking of. So it's gonna stop 2 of those dice, but if she's using close quarters, it might not matter. Spends a power token, 2 dice, focused. Okay, so I think that means Verena did not use close quarters for this attack. Oh, she did. Okay, she did use close quarters, so that negates the defense dice, but doesn't stop the defense token. So we're going to do 4 damage there. Doesn't get to use Fighting Knife, unfortunately. Both players are going to draw at the end of round 2, and we're going into round 3. John's going to get 5 points for those posters. Goes up to 20 over Colin's 9 points, and now initiative is going to come back to John. But we could see a take initiative here, but wow, Colin is down to just 1 card in hand as Verena is controlling or contesting his terminal. Okay, so it looks like Verena going to be able to activate first here. Going to take out a Lothcat. John goes to 23 and going to retreat Verena back. Alright, Nexu activating, going to pounce. And going to go for Jin Urso, who is damaged. And that is a much better roll. So that's going to be doing 4 damage to Jin Urso. And bleed. And that next is just going to hang out there, controlling the poster, but not controlling this poster. So kind of unfortunate there. But also is not flipping any posters because Jin Urso... Well, actually, this poster is not being controlled by anybody. So Jin Urso going to activate, going to recover... Oh, actually can't recover because she's not standing next to anybody. Let's see. Going to take a card for the bleed, so discards Planning from the top of the deck. Going to attack now the Nexu. So Nexu going to spend the evade token here, which gives it an extra block. Ooh, rolls a blank though. So this is the Tonfa Strike, so we're going to see 4 damage, Pierce 1. I think we're seeing 5 damage from this attack. Okay, also going to spend the evade token here. And again, that automatic Pierce 1 is really good with Tonfa Strike. 3 Pierce 1 stops the evade, so we're going to see 2 more damage going into the Nexu, which leaves it at, is that 1 health left? Yep, 1 health remaining. And going to discard Urgency from the top of the deck for the bleeding there. And now Jin Urso going to retreat back next to Verena, and then Trust goes both ways to give them both Surge tokens and recover a damage from Jin Urso. Alright, we see Parry being revealed. Let's see. Oh, this must be the Bleeding Lothcat. Oh, he's actually taking a strain for Curious, so Lothcat playing with that door to open it and takes a shock, losing Parry. And now able to pounce. No, gonna just move up and flip that poster to Colin's side. And now the other one going to flip the other poster. No, gonna pounce and go for Jin Urso, who dodges, and I doubt there's a feint in Colin's hand, but that would be amazing, because if he did feint here, I think he would actually get the kill. Oh no, he wouldn't. She has 13 health. So yeah, dodge, gonna stop that. Now 3PO gonna focus up Varina. Varina now benefiting from the +1 evade, +1 block from this object, and +1 evade from 3PO. So super defensive Varina there. And now we've got the regular Lothcats coming in. Gonna go for 3PO now that he's moved up. 3PO gets a good roll though. Pierce 1, so 2 damage to 3PO. Oh, 3PO goes for Cower, so same result. Pierce 1, 2 damage. Now we've got the other one. Interesting, gonna attack Varina, who, as mentioned, is getting +2 evades here. So let's see. Pierce 1, 2 surges. I think that does 0 damage. Oh, they're putting it as 1. I believe she should have... I don't know if they're forgetting the +1 evade from 3PO. Okay, well... K2SO gonna come up here. Nope, Gideon gonna activate. Gideon's gonna attack the Nexu. Nexu gets a dodge though, so no damage for Gideon. And Gideon gonna move up into the middle, leaving him exposed to being attacked by Lothcat. Gideon rolls amazing though, and gets only 1 damage from this Lothcat attack. And now we've got the other Lothcat gonna go for Gideon as well. Not so lucky this time. Gideon is gonna go down to that Lothcat attack. Takes 4 damage. And now K2SO gonna move up. Going to attack the Elite Lothcat, spends a block token. K2SO spends his damage power token. Actually, I think you could not spend the blocked power token there because of Vague and Unconvincing, which is an ability that is easy to forget. Oh no, that's only why, excuse me, that's while K2SO is defending. So yeah, see, I forgot, I got it wrong. Let's see, search for +2, this is going to hit hard. 4, 5, 7, minus 4 blocks though, 3 damage. Oh, with the focus though, that's going to do 5 damage, and that's going to take out the Lothcat, and now the Nexu going to come in, and we're going to try and finish off Urso. Good roll. I don't know why it's a black die. Yep, there it is. There's the blank, and that's going to take out Jin Urso. Colin going to go to 21 points, excuse me, to John's 23. But still, the objective game's still in John's favor here. And now Mara going to get to activate, going to go for the finishing blow on the 1 health Nexu. Nexu goes down, and John goes to 29 points. And that is the end of, I believe that was round 3, actually. So John going to go to 34, Colin goes to 22. Oh, nice! We get to see K2SO's command card being played here. So it cannot be the target of an attack until K2SO activates or attacks. So like if he used Parting Blow to get an attack before he activated, that would discard the blend in. So that's cool. Colin has initiative though. We're going to see the Lothcat go for flipping the posters though. And now Varina go for the attack on the Nexu. Going to be able to use that close quarters ability to remove the Nexu's white dice and attack with red-green. With focus. But the Nexu does get +1 block from Cunning here. So I believe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Could go for Search for +2 or Surge for Fighting Knife. I think we're going to do +2. Which is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. So 6 damage to the Nexu, and then we're going to see the Fighting Knife here. Yes, 2 more, and that's going to take the Nexu out. And I believe that puts John over to 40 points after the objectives. So the Nexu were not quite able to deal enough damage, it looks like, there with just the evade tokens. That's why I thought they were going to do evade tokens and damage power tokens, because I think Nexu do need like a damage power token to be able to push damage through, even when they're focused, but especially against figures like Varina, or if you're trying to get through distracting, because that losing the Surge for Surge +2 is really hard on their defense or their damage output as well. But that was fun. We got to see the Lothcats swarming all over the place, doing some decent ship damage. But the Rebel Brawlers were able to finish it off there. So thanks everybody for watching. We will catch you for the next game log review.